Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of House of Cure presents Doc Talk. Today we have with us Dr. Pallavi Sarjay Vora. She's a bachelor's in physiotherapy and a master's in neurophysiotherapy. And the moment she told us this, we were extremely excited to let you all know what neurophysiotherapy is because it's a very new topic and a new field for us as well. So, welcome, Dr. Pallavi, on the show.
Thank you so much for having me here for the Doc Talk. And it's a pleasure to talk about neurophysiotherapy on any platforms, always.
Thank you so much. So, Dr. Pallavi, what is neurophysiotherapy? In a very layman term, how would you describe your profession to anyone?
Okay, so we all know what physiotherapy is, right? Like basic idea at least people have of what is, basically physiotherapy means. People think that mostly physiotherapy is for, conditions like fractures, like post-fracture or post-injury trauma, or commonly for, you can say, back pain or, knee pain, neck pain, like that. Now, neurophysiotherapy is a specialized branch of physiotherapy. So, neurophysiotherapist is like they have done their masters in that area or they have a clinical expertise in that area. So, which deals with the patients who are neurologically damaged or who have brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, nerve injuries, which can be due to multiple reasons. Not necessarily traumatic. It can be non-traumatic or basically tumors also. So we deal with the patients who are basically having a neurological problem or who are having brain-related issues, which is causing multiple physical as well as sensory motor impairments. So we do rehab of those patients. Simply putting it,
Okay. Now, I think I got a basic idea. Does that mean that patients who've suffered from things like strokes and an accident or an accidental damage to the nerve are the ones who usually compromise of are the ones your usual patients?
Yes, most common patients what comes into the clinical setup for a neurophysiotherapist, they are any sort of paralysis. To be, to use
Okay.
a
Okay.
absolute layman word,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
sort of paralysis you can say. So those patients, should seek neurophysiotherapy on an immediate basis. Patients who have stroke, as you say, patients who have degenerative diseases like Parkinson's disease, patients who are having balance problems, in day-to-day life, that can be again because of multiple other issues, right? So aging is also one of the reason where those people have balance issues. They also can undertake a neurophysiotherapy for basically for their functional improvement or to become independent in their daily activities. That's the whole purpose of having a neurophysiotherapist in the
Neurophysiotherapy.
picture.
Okay, that's interesting. Also, Dr. Pallavi, it says on your resume that you've done a course in aquatic therapy.
Yes.
Could you enlighten us more about what this aquatic therapy is all about?
Okay. Again, if I have to put it in a layman term, aquatic therapy is basically, doing certain therapeutic techniques and exercises in the water environment. So, we take not necessarily neurological patients, but any sort of patients who are seeking any sort of therapeutic, need or advice can undertake a aquatic therapy, and it is basically doing the aquatic exercises in the water environment. We have certain techniques. So, I am specialized in the technique called water-specific therapy, and
Okay.
also Badaga swing method. So these are two techniques I am specialized in, but there are other techniques also which comes under aquatic therapy, such as clinical I Chi, then aqua fitness. That's also another, something which people can, like a normal individual also can do, aquatic
Okay.
fitness. Then there is a technique called as aqua T relax. There is a technique called Watsu. So there are multiple techniques basically, and I have done only two techniques, that is water specific therapy and Badragard swing method. And mostly these two techniques are used in the neurological patients. So that is the reason I opted for those two those two techniques per se. I've done my aquatic therapy from my mentor is Dr. Johan Lambok, and he's from Switzerland. So he comes to India once a year to conduct this whole 12 to 15 days aquatic therapy course, and it is affiliated to IATF, that is International Aquatic Therapy Faculty. So our aquatic therapy network India is again attached to them.
What I wanted to ask you was, what's the logic behind aquatic therapy and doing all these exercises or movements in water? So I believe there's a bit of suspension there as well, a little bit of weightlessness,
Okay.
but also there's a little
Uh,
resistance of water.
Right. So see, when we are doing certain movements on land, because the gravity acts on the land, right? So the certain movements, I'm talking from a neuro point of view right now.
Yes.
So
Yeah, yeah,
certain
yeah.
movements for people who have paralysis or who are having neurological impairments, certain movements to do on land becomes very difficult. For example, walking, even sit to stand, like the basic functional activities are also difficult for them.
Hmm.
So when you go in the aquatic environment, the gravity obviously doesn't act, okay?
Right.
And you have something called as buoyancy of water. So because of that buoyancy property of water, it helps for certain movements, right? The hydrostatic pressure of the water and the overall environment, the overall aquatic environment will help you because no gravity is acting in that environment. So to take the steps or to do certain movements becomes easy in water
Okay.
compared
And
to the land. But
that's
that
how you
does
take
not
baby
mean,
steps.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that
that
does
doesn't
not
mean
mean
that.
that we cannot treat those patients on land. Okay, it
Right.
has to be a combination of water environment and
Right.
the land environment to create a balance and to have more functional outcomes from them. So
That's
that's the whole
interesting.
idea of aquatic therapy.
Now, talking about, since we are living in the COVID era, there's been a lot of chatter about, a lot of stroke patients coming in, a lot of, blockages happening in the brain due to COVID, due to the vaccine. What has been your personal experience in this situation?
Okay, honestly, I have, I really don't have an idea whether we should link vaccines with there is no sufficient evidence, I would say, to
Okay.
prove the point that a particular vaccine is, giving a stroke related issue or a circulatory related issue. Because
Hmm.
the other day, regarding one patient, one of my relative, I had a word with Dr. Singhal. Dr. Singhal is the senior most neurologist in Bombay and in India as well. So he told me that there is actually no connection of Covishield. They were talking about Covishield having a connection with giving lots of brain strokes. So he
Yeah.
told me that there's actually no such evidence which is giving us an exact idea that it's interconnected. But I would say that, see, you are taking a vaccine, it's like the antibodies are getting formed, right? So you obviously have an effect on the circulatory system. Patients who have any pre-morbid issues, maybe heart related issues or diabetic or
They're more
hypertensive, maybe
prone.
they
They're
are
more
more
prone.
prone for having those changes. But as long as the vaccine is concerned, nothing is as such proved that it's related to Covishield, that patient has got a stroke or they have, or any particular vaccine for that matter.
Right.
But
But
that's my take on it.
what about your personal experience? Have you seen a rise in these cases in in the last maybe 1 2 years, or no? It's been pretty much the same. Your
No, I
viewpoint.
would say I would say it's pretty much the same. At least in
Okay.
my contact, whatever patients I have come across, it's practically I feel it's the same. But there has been an increase in the stroke cases since past, I would say, 2 3 years, and that's probably because of the lifestyle changes people are having, the stress levels people are getting, and there can be many reasons, not only the covid per se, but
Right.
overall I think the stroke cases are definitely rising in India.
But
And
they're more
but
lifestyle
at the same
oriented.
time, yes, and people are diabetic, people are overweight, people are not really taking care of the dietary modifications as well. So I think all these are the contributing factors for your stroke. But at least as soon as I mean, I feel that neurophysiotherapy is been a very important what you say tool to improve your functional outcome, and at least in Bombay the awareness is much better.
Yeah.
Correct.
Actually,
It's about
this
having
is something that we noticed, and that's one of the reasons why we have Doc Talk, is because people are not aware of the number of specialties that are there.
There are doctors who don't know what is neurophysiotherapy, so that is also a that's also a scenario here.
And like, yeah, I think the general population needs to be more aware of these words, these fields, so they are more educated about where their problems will find a permanent solution instead of just
Correct.
jumping around from one place to another place.
In the coming future, this will be my take, or this will be my opinion to everybody who are watching this or who will watch this later on also, that you choose the specialty and go to that specialized person, like how it happens with the other doctors, right?
Right.
So if you have a psychiatric issue, you go to a psychiatrist, you don't go to a gynecologist for that. If you have a
Absolutely.
gynec issue, you go to a gynecologist. So the similar thing should happen in my profession as well. So people who have specific issues should go to a specific therapist, because that
Correct.
therapist is specialized in that particular area. They have a clinical expertise in that area. So it's not like that I cannot treat back pain, but it's just that it's not my area of clinical expertise. My clinical expertise is neuro. So my 90% of my work involves patients who are having neurological issues. So I think that change I'm expecting that it will happen in some time. It will take time, obviously, and we have to
Yes.
work towards it.
Yeah, and I think we, as part of this chat, are part of that movement of educating people about all of these
Absolutely.
various specialties. So thank you, Dr. Pallavi. I think that was a nice crisp chat.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity that you have taken an initiative to talk about you know I have seen your earlier doc talks also. So whatever topics you guys are choosing and you are presenting, it's very important for the normal population as well as for the other doctors also.
Right. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.